As a Miami Hurricane fan, I am not crushed. Why? Because I am happy with the magical run that they've had. Miami and Indiana gave us one heck of a game. We wanted this. Thank goodness it wasn't lopsided. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. They won their national title. It's amazing what they've done last year and this year in 2 seasons under Kurt Signetti. And there's so many things I can say about this game. But if you saw the game, then it's self-explanatory. You saw what Miami could have done differently. One would argue that they should have won this game had they not done X, Y, and Z. But hey, we're not here to complain. We're here to give credit where credit is due. Indiana, they're standing on top. But I will say this, that both of these teams, they have a very bright future.
I
And many
completely
people are
agree.
gonna and
Oh
many
yeah,
people will be coming into these two programs. And Avery, I'm gonna let you take it from there.
I completely agree with you. The Miami Hurricanes have nothing to be ashamed of. Not only do you come in as the lowest seed, you're playing for the national title at home. And I think the Miami Hurricanes should definitely hold their head up high. The past few years have been a bit of a challenge for the program, but I think how they've kind of quietly taken control and how they got to the national championship game, I think Coach Cristobal has a bright future for this team with Indiana and how it started last year, them transitioning to a very stellar football program. Like I said, when you have these colleges that are more known for another sport, where uh, the other sports program is taking a shine, is making moves. Indiana has really created it, and not only that, a national title and an undefeated season, which is kind of unheard of in this day and age of college football. And even though it's kind of too early to tell as far as what the future holds for both teams, I definitely look look at bright futures for not only Indiana, but also the University of Miami, because we've said it in the entire duration of college football time. Uh, Miguel, college football is growing. Yes, there's still things that need to be looked at, whether it be transfer portal, NIL, but just the future of college football is absolutely amazing. That game last night, yes, we don't want lopsided games, but that was a game. On the Miami standpoint, I think their main hurdle was probably also their penalties. Miami has been completely disciplined up until Ole Miss and this game. Those penalties kind of hurt the team. But all in all, I mean that's probably the best national title game really in probably the past 5 years because it was close. And not only that, it was close leading up to the buildup. Indiana was favored by like 2 points, then they were favored by one, then the shift kind of turned to Miami. Just kind of the buildup to it. And there's good things with a buildup to a national championship game where I think even those of us in Florida that were really happy for the Hurricanes, we it didn't matter which team won. We were happy. I think like as Americans we still have it, but I think those of us in Florida as well, we like an underdog. We do, because if you really did not expect Indiana or Miami, or I'll say it this way, if you thought Indiana or Miami was going to end up in a national championship game, I'm going to call you untruthful individual or you're a writer for The Simpsons because that's the only reason you could have known. Because all the hype was Ohio State, Texas, you know, but I mean, this entire year has been surprise after surprise after surprise, and as the last game of the season, I mean, it was a surprise, but yet it was a good surprise. It was good to see in college football that things are changing, but it's great to see new teams, new faces, if you will.
Penalties, the punt block for a touchdown. really did damage to Miami, the delay of game, and then Netty being bold and courageous to go on fourth and fifth twice, converting it twice, especially the second one. Fernando Mendoza, that is one of the greatest touchdown runs that I've seen by a quarterback in that magnitude of a game at the moment. 12-yard touchdown run. That was wow. He will forever be a Hoosiers legend. What he did this season with this program, a Miami native, by the way.
Yes, yes,
What
absolutely.
what he did for this program, he will forever be a legend. I feel bad for Carlson Beck, in the sense that for him to end his college career with an interception the way it did, and because if Miami would have won, this would have been a great way for him to go out and end his college career. But the fact is that he, in the first half, did not show up. He stepped up more in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. And that interception at the end will haunt him. It will bother him for quite a while, especially for the wide receiver Keelan as well. It will bother him for a while. Miscommunication, but hey, stuff like that will happen in a big game. But again, both teams, they made me proud because this was the matchup that I wanted to see. This is what I want. This is what I wanted to see, especially the close game. But give credit to Fernando Mendoza. He exceeded. Because I knew coming into the season, I knew how good he was. I didn't think he was gonna be this good this season. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Netty. I'm happy for the entire Miami Hurricanes organization program, Indiana Hoosiers. This was just a magnificent college football playoff season that I've seen this year. It was
Yeah,
I'm
the
happy. I'm
Big
happy.
Ten, the Big Ten is I don't want to say they're they're pulling ahead. I don't want to say they're taking control yet. Because in college football, you have those conferences that are the mainstays. Even though the SEC has not won a national title in, I think we're about 4 years now, it's still there. That like even though we can still talk about as far as what next year can bring, especially with coaching changes and transfer portal acquisitions and just the state of college football right now. The Big Ten is in the lead. If you want to say this as a race, I think the SEC is like in the lead, but the Big Ten is pulling ahead. And right behind the SEC is the ACC and the Big Ten. And you have these conferences now that are looking at each other and they're like, okay, I see what they're doing, I see what they're doing. But yet the conference is going to do what they want to do, but the schools are definitely going to do what's best for them. And like we were probably going to talk about in the future for some of these schools, especially with new hires, transfer portal pickups, it's definitely going to get exciting. You know, we kind of kicked off the year and thought, oh, this is going to be it's going to be another great year of college football. This is a shocking year for college football, whether it be teams we expected, teams making it, coaching hires, coaching fires, coaches leaving. But I mean, overall, this was probably like it would have been perfect if Miami won at home, but I think this was a perfect season to end not only with a team that went perfect, undefeated, but just this really great overall energy of what college football has done this year.
Well, that does it for today's college football time waving Miguel. We will most likely be back either tomorrow, Wednesday, to give our final episode of year 4 of College Football Time with Miguel. It has been tremendous. And this final episode, we're most likely gonna touch on probably um, highlight some of the best moments of this year in college football, some of the biggest storylines that we've seen. So I'm probably will push it for Wednesday, Avery. So then tomorrow, Tuesday, you could gather up your thoughts and information. Same thing with me. And yeah, we should run it back on Wednesday morning to give our final episode of College Football Time with Avery Miguel. So guys, everyone, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy watching the national title game. And again, it was so great because it was something new and different. So I'm already looking forward to next season. And but yeah, thank you guys for tuning into College Football Time, Mary Miguel. Have a great Tuesday, everyone, and we'll be back here on Wednesday.
Have a good day, everyone.